Yeah, we need Hov to sponsor this, man. Parent company, what up?
What's going on, y'all? We back.
Yes, sir. It's the Keeping It Base podcast by your host is really Kev.
It's your boy Prince.
And this is an exciting one, man.
This is special. This is different.
Plant Base is officially a New Jersey state licensed retail cannabis holder.
Drop one of Clue's bombs.
Boom. We need that, man. Clue, flex, all that, man. P, how you feeling, man?
Oh, man. Yo, it was a crazy moment, I think, because we've been like going back and forth on this, kind of waiting for our time. And I remember like earlier that day, so like you find out a little bit before that you're on the agenda.
Right.
And Kev hit me like a few days before the CRC meeting. It was like, yo, we on the agenda. I'm like, nah. Mm-hmm. Went straight to my phone, went to go look at it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And just like went crazy. I ain't gonna front. I was wilding out for a minute. But it was just a crazy experience. Like, couldn't wait to tell people that I cared about the most, my family, my friends. What about you, man? How was it for you?
Nah, bro. You know, when I seen it, I was just like, damn. We at the starting line. That's how I felt. I'm like, yo, we finally at the starting line, man. I called you first, you know what I'm saying? Then I called a couple of the homies. And then I kind of just sat in it for a second, man, and just was like, all right, now we at the starting line. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Like, I really now want to see what we think in our head come to life in a whole nother fashion. You feel me?
Yeah.
So now it's like, you know, actually getting the ball rolling, getting people in the store, letting people experience what we entail plant-based to kind of give off. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of experience you gonna get walking into this dispensary / lounge, and just, you know, offer people a great experience with the flower.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Give something brand new to Jersey. Let that shit be fire, man.
Yeah, brother. I just want to toast it up one time.
Yes, sir.
See ya.
Boom.
I appreciate you. This is 5 years in the making, so
Facts.
we've been working really hard on this. So
Facts.
it's just good to be able to celebrate all the hard work.
Hell yeah, boy. I couldn't did it without P. You know what I'm saying? Me and P started this, and then eventually we got 3 other members onto the team that kind of
Shout
helped
out
this shit
to
rolling.
the plant-based team. Yeah,
Hell
without y'all, we wouldn't be nothing. So Eves, Art, Bit, y'all already know.
Boom. Facts. Facts.
It's all love. So, all right, Kev, let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
June 1st, found out we were on the agenda for the CRC meeting. We pulled up, felt that it was necessary. We also, you also represented the brand. You spoke at the meeting. Kind of go through that process while we discussed pulling up, why we felt like it was important to go out there and represent the brand.
I mean, you know, I always I learned from young, like, you always want to put a face to a name. And I feel like, you know, the state really didn't know who plant-based was. They just seen the application. You feel me? There's been a handful of times we got the opportunity to talk to the director, some of the chairmen, and different things like that, but it was just by passing.
Yeah.
So I felt like we needed to sit down and talk our piece and you know, congratulate ourselves, but also thank them, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people be beating up on the CRC, and I know it's, you know, it's a brand new application, it's a brand new thing, brand new industry. So we just wanted to say thank you. Let them know that, you know, this is what social equity looks like, even though technically we couldn't apply as a social equity company, right? But we are social equity. We come from those neighborhoods where, you know, our family's been affected. Prince and I's family's been affected. Our COO's family's been affected by cannabis.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, we do come from that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we wanted to show them, like, look, you know, we are the people that should be getting these licenses. People that look like us. We're fairly young versus a lot of the other license getters or licensees that are actually applying or that are black, right? So we really wanted to just state our name, give an example of what the state should look like for licensees coming up in the process.
Yeah. So shout out to that. You definitely represented the brand. We were proud of you to go up there and talk about the brand and talk how thankful we are for all the people that's like work with us to get us to the point we are now.
Facts.
So
Facts.
now, we always like to educate people a little bit. We've been experiencing more and more as this process goes on. So like once you are voted in, once the CRC votes you in, there's a whole process, right? Kind of talk to people about how this process goes once you get awarded. What are the next steps? And then kind of get into where we are right now.
So first things first, you have to accept the award letter, right? Once you accept the award letter, it might take another week. Then they'll send you an invoice. Once they send you that invoice, you want to pay it right away. They'll give you a field investigator, right? And that field investigator is going to be your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you should make them your best friend.
Yes.
Because you're going to be working with them super close throughout the whole entire process until you actually get your license number, right? So once you do that, you actually, depending on your town that you're in, you may have some town obligations, right? You may have to actually go to the planning board and submit paperwork for your renderings and what your store is going to look like and all that good stuff. Yeah. They may have a cannabis unit. You may just have to apply for now the town's cannabis license. That may look a little different. And of course, the cost is all over the place, right? Yeah. Even though the fee of the license is minor, right? Once you actually get approved to accept the license, it is a chunk of change, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now. We're basically in that phase of planning board and meeting with the town for now the town's application.
Yeah, so I think that's important to kind of talk to people about because there's two different parts of it, right? There's the part where you go through the state, right? That's the CRC. Like we put in our application to get approved. And even though we got awarded, there's a whole other part to this, right? So you talked about a field investigator. Kind of talk about, because we talked in previous episodes that we got an investigator during the application phase. So what's different between your field investigator and the investigator you get in your application phase?
So the application investigator is really looking through the application, right? Making sure that everything matches up. You crossed all your T's, dotted all your I's. And they're going to ask you certain questions to make sure that you were telling truth or you do have proof of whatever, you may have stated on your application.
Right.
So they're really just making sure that the application is what it says it is and it's by who it says it is by.
Right.
The field investigator, they're actually helping you go through your compliance, right? Making sure that you're following all state rules, making sure that you're in compliance with the town rules as well, and making sure that that's seamless and actually helping you open up for day one. They want it. Of course, the state wants to be like very particular on how things are being built, the space that you use, the flow of the store, and just to make sure you're compliant so they don't get into any issues. So
right. So like you need the field investigator basically gives you that final approval to kind of let you open up. And you talked about the planning board, right? So the other part of it is going through the city. So we're working in the city of Plainfield and we have a planning board application. Yeah. Kind of talk to the people about what we understand so far about the planning board as we kind of going through this process.
So with the planning board, it's a lot of planning, right? You have to walk in there to the T, all right? You're walking in there with a land use lawyer. So that's a little different than the lawyer that you may have used if you did use a lawyer for your application. Some people didn't, right? A land use lawyer is a little different. And then you're actually walking in with your architect as well. So this is your team that you're presenting to the town. And you're showing them everything that you're doing to the outside of the store, the inside of the store, what flow looks like. Are you going to affect the outside environment? You know what I'm saying? Is there going to be more traffic because your store is here? Whatever the case is, how is the parking going to look? There's a lot of different scenarios that they're going to bring up to you to see if you've thought about everything.
Yeah. So just like the state has rules and regulations, like the cities and townships that people open in, they have ordinances, right? So it's kind of like we have to adhere to these ordinances for the things they're asking for cannabis businesses, and then we present it to them.
Right.
So it's been a crazy process because we've been going through the layout phase and the design phase, that whole creative process. But now, like, kind of making sure that matches the flow of the store too, so that everything's moving the right way, so the state and the city both approve.
Right, for sure. It's a lot of planning. It is a lot of planning. You have to make sure that it's seamless, right, for both parties. So But we're at that spot, and then we'll be able to report more once we get to the next levels.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. And then I feel like a major key for this is learning how to work with your team, because your team, when you bring in the land use lawyer, architect, everybody has to work together. So the better you're able to get that team to work together, the smoother this process goes.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can, first shot, try to knock it out. You know what I'm saying?
Plant-based, first shot.
First shot, you know what I'm saying?
First shot.
Walk in, walk out, and you can start building your store out, and, it makes it easier to get open sooner.
Definitely. I mean, we're looking forward to the process. We definitely been working. So excited to see what happens next. Mm-hmm. And we're going to update y'all. But I feel like it's time for some updates, some market updates.
Yep.
Let's get into it, Kev.
Let's talk about Jersey first. By this point, Jersey had 3 CRC meetings. The June 1st one, right? That's the one that we actually got our award letter. And there's actually a lot going on in that first CRC meeting. Mm-hmm. For June, they discussed Harmony not paying for certain licenses. Yeah. So they actually, and once again, like I said, once they send that invoice, you want to kind of pay them because Harmony didn't pay, right? So they're giving up 4 retail spaces, I believe. Yeah. It might have been a play for them. I don't know if it's any financial issues, anything like that. But they just didn't pay, so that was a major news, right? For that night. There was also a lot of discussion on the notice of application for Class 3, Class 4, and Class 6 licenses, right? So those licenses are going to be wholesale, distro, and delivery, right? But they put a halt on it, right? So when you get the notice of application actually kind of tells you what they're going to allow, how the application is going to be separated and formatted and put out, right? But they actually want to give a 1-year head start to minority-owned or social equity applicants, right? So that there was actually like a heated debate about that in person at that meeting, right?
It was needed, though.
It was needed, right? I think the big discussion was more of the blurred lines of social equity and minority-owned. So, shout out to Commissioner Barker, shout out to Chairwoman Wayno. They stood their ground and took their piece on it. But yeah, those were the major things for June 1st. But of course, they had about 70 conditional applications that got awarded, about 30 conversions, and there were only 6 annuals, right? Mm-hmm. Plant-based being one of them. Then we had the June 21st. They snuck that one in there. They usually only have 1 meeting a month. Yeah. But they snuck that one in there, and that one was literally just kind of giving more applicants their licenses, whether it was conditional, annual, or conversion. Then they kind of settled on it being about a year. They wanted to do 6 months or a year for the head start. It seems like they're settling on a year, right? Then we had a July CRC meeting. A lot of the same stuff, nothing brand new. They still haven't put out anything concerning consumption lounges or any more news about the Class 3, 4, and 6 licenses. So that's the little Jersey update. And Curaleaf is moving along. They actually got their license right back that they lost probably 24 or 48 hours the day before. They got that license right back. But they were forced to actually work with the union, right? With them being forced to work with the union, they actually let go like a handful of employees.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. It's been some ongoing thing about employees getting the right treatment over there. And the union has been really big on making sure the big MSOs are really treating the workers right and giving them the things that they need. So yeah, that was really interesting. I mean, Curaleaf is a huge company. They all over the cannabis market. So it's going to be hard to take away licenses for them because they make up so much of the market. But definitely want the employees to get treated right. Yeah. But I'm super excited about the social equity head start. Yeah. For people that don't know, these are great opportunities, wholesale, delivery, distribution, really kind of like the middlemen, right? Distribution and wholesale between manufacturers, cultivators, and retails. So it's a big part to play in the industry. And then I feel like a lot of these skill sets are skill sets that we've learned during our courses of like work.
Right.
Whether you work in any type of logistics job, any type of sales and delivery, as we see like all these big businesses have like these delivery operations running. So I know a lot of us can get in there and really make some money. So I'm interested for that head start, man.
Hell yeah. That's a good it's a good option for us, man. Get a little head start. Which was, Jersey actually did it the other way around initially, but now they're trying to correct, make some correction, I guess.
Yeah.
What's going on in New York though, P?
I mean, New York is moving. Right now, there are only currently like 19 open dispensaries, all card recipients in the state of New York. We're going to have a link below to kind of let you know where they're at because we want people to support the legal market. In New York, though, there was a $200 million social equity fund that they have been talking about since last year that was supposed to go to these card recipients. It's fully banked now. We just had an investment we seen from the Chicago private equity company, along with the Brooklyn Nets also getting involved in that. And so it was $150 million that's supposed to come from the private sector. And then from the state, they put in $50 million. So that's fully banked. So all these card recipients, the reason they're getting this money is supposed to help them with build out and being able to pay rent, which we know.
Super expensive. New York is going to be 20 times worse.
Huge expense. People hear you a cannabis business times 2, times 3, you know what I mean, on the rent. So this is a great opportunity for them to take advantage of that. I know a lot of people are counting on that money. And what I like what New York is doing, because they realized like that fund was so slow to get banked, is now they're allowing people that got their card the card licensees, the cultivators, the processors, they're allowing them to do kind of like a farmer's market style of things where if the OCM, the Office of Cannabis Management, says, okay, you guys can have like a farmer's market where you guys sell your products out, it's allowing people to go now and make money because they've probably had their award for a couple months now, haven't been able to do anything. Right?
They've been holding product for a long time. They've been holding like crap for a long time, so they just trying to get it off.
Yeah, we've been seeing news about growers and processors in New York holding product and having nowhere to sell it.
Right.
And only 19 dispensaries open, so
right.
Definitely kind of a very compact market. And also the OCM, they came out with basically like rules of how they're going to go after violators. Basically people in this gray market, like we talk about all the time, New York is like the Wild Wild West right now. We've seen 50 dispensaries driving here today, so it's crazy. But like obviously all of them are not licensed, so New York is kind of cracking down on them. They really going after their business licenses, going at them with the IRS and the sheriff's department. So we've been seeing raids go around, so the gray market is getting a little scary. But I ain't gonna front. I have been seeing people get raided and open back up. So,
man,
the money that people making out here must be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Just one thing on that OCM, I saw that they're allowing processors, manufacturers, well, that's the same thing, and then cultivators to do like standalone events.
Yeah.
So you're able to probably do like a pop-up somewhere as long as you have your license, and you can really do it out in the open, you know what I'm saying, and let people pull up and, see what you got cooking. So I think that's fire. Hopefully, something like that comes over to Jersey. So, everybody that's licensed is able to kind of
crop grows get crazy.
Yeah, do pop-ups and have events. And I think that's dope. So shout out to all the car guys and girls. Shout out to Cat. Shout out to Happy Monkey and shout out to Buddha Chief. They all got their car licenses from New York, man.
Let's go, man. I toast up to that too, man.
Yeah.
What a blast, man.
Word. So, lastly, we got a brand new market emerging. We got Maryland. Maryland is going to be opening up their first round of applications for, I guess, micro and standard licenses.
Yeah.
In September of this year. Right now, we already got the medical guys that already transferred into adult use, so they got that head start.
I feel like every state likes to do that. They like to convert the medicals first.
Yeah, you got to have some type of
market.
we gotta have a solid foundation for people who know how to get this shit rocking, man.
Yeah.
But what Maryland is doing is all for social equity. So if you were born or raised in a zip code or lived in a zip code for the last 10 years that's been highly affected by, the war on drugs, you have a chance at getting a license. If you attended a public school that was in one of those zip codes, you have a chance of getting a license. And if you went to college with 60% of the students or more were able to get Pell Grant, you're able to get a license, right?
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. So, I mean, they're making it slightly easier than a lot of other places. But you do have to pay $5,000 application fee, which could deter some people. But it's $5,000 for a standard, $1,000 for a micro.
Okay.
If you are looking to apply, it's a lottery. That's another big thing. So if you don't actually get picked this round, later on next year in May or March, they're going to allow you to apply again. And I think you actually get like a little head start. They haven't confirmed that. But Maryland is open up. They're doing processing, retail, and cultivation first. So, you know what I'm saying? Gear it up. Start, doing your research. Start finding real estate. Do all that good stuff, man. And let's get Maryland rocking, man.
I feel like we've been telling y'all for a while, this market is going to continue to open up. And what we realizing now is like every state has their own definition for social equity.
Facts.
So like for Jersey, we didn't meet the qualifications. How, I don't know, right? But like we didn't meet it, right? But like in a place like Maryland, we do.
Yep.
Right. And so like it's really important. And we always going to share these links. We're going to have the rules and regulations for Maryland below. But tap in, pay attention. I feel like I had one of the homies see one of the podcasts and was like, yo, I'm thinking about opening up in Maryland. It's right when it's medicinal. And I was like, yo, bro, it's time to look at those rules and regs because, I mean, they expand, but, for the most part, they don't change too much. So
Right. And a lot of times they just spring this up on you. And, if you're not prepared, you only going to have 30 days to apply.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to kind of be ahead of the game on it. And we be giving out a lot of free game. We should be giving a Patreon or something like that. So you got to pay for something. But we giving out the free game right now. So make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're going to have, like P said, the description below, links below, on all the stuff that we talking about, man. What else we got, P?
we got to talk about the culture.
The culture, man. The culture. So what we had going on,
we outside again?
We're gonna be outside, right? For 4th of July, pulled up the new Terp City. They had an event in Queens, amazing. Indoor, outdoor. You get to see the fireworks going off. A lot of different vendors. I seen Buddy's Bodega in there. I seen a lot of people I haven't heard of, but got some name for themselves. Viola was in there. Hash and Rosin was going crazy in there. A lot of people getting the proxies and, all these new devices to be able to smoke oils and concentrates and all that.
Yeah.
Fire event. It was super dope. Right by the water. It's a good vibe. What'd you pull up to, P?
Yeah, so I want to shout out Ascend. I feel like one of the MSOs that we've been kind of getting to know. And we've been kind of part of the social equity program, learning a lot from the mentoring. So, shout out to them. But we did pull up to one of the events. They had one at Asbury Park, kind of promoting a new vape, new products. And it was super dope, just kind of like being on the beach and getting to know different people from the MSO. And then also like a lot of people that just got their license.
Yeah.
It was definitely a great networking event to be at. So I want to shout out Ascend for inviting us, showing us some love, man.
Hell yeah. And if you got the time, man, pull up to the events nearby in your town, in your city. Show love, get to know people, because that's what it's about, man. We got a couple things going on.
The calendar's full.
Calendar's real full. In a couple days, we'll be headed out to the West Coast. We're going to California and Nevada. We're going to meet with some operators. We're going to check out some spaces, some lounges, all that fun stuff.
It's been a while since we've been there, too.
Yeah. We're going to link with our COO, so it's always good to link up with her and prep her for coming out east, you know what I'm saying, and get to hang out and chill. We're also headed down to Atlanta for Invest Fest. Shout out the EYL crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll be down there for that. And in the middle of that, we're going to have other stuff going on too, man. We got a lot of planning board meetings, city council meetings. I seen NJ Green Scene or maybe Takeoff Lounge. Shout out to both of y'all. They got a night market going on in Jersey soon. Definitely going to pull up to that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on and we just getting in the mix, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, Cali is always an amazing trip. I'm excited to meet with Wally, all the different legacy people that we're going to meet just to understand how we could be better businessmen, better CEOs, better presidents, to bring something different to Jersey. But I'm also excited to go to Invest Fest. I think that's going to be big for us as entrepreneurs, trying to get better, understand the business strategy, marketing, all the things it's going to take for us to be better as businessmen. Because, you know, we think about this business right now, it's in this adolescence, even though it's been 5 years, but soon we're going to have people working for us. We want to make sure we're taking care of them, that we're running things the right way, and we continue expanding and get better. So really excited for that. What you excited for?
I mean, there's a lot of traveling. I just have the thrill of like being able to move around, do work, and really feel like I'm in my element of just, being free and not being locked into like an office or, anything like that. Being able to kind of be like, all right, we got X, Y, and Z to do. All right, let me crack open the laptop, email whoever I need to email, reply, do whatever work needs to be done, close it, boom, enjoy myself for a few seconds, an hour or two, crack it back open, do some more work. So just us moving around and meeting people, the networking pieces is super important.
Never stops.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your network is going to be really who, you size yourself up with, not saying it in like, a prideful way or anything like that. But like, those are going to be the people that, you're scaling with, right? If they're 100 millionaires or millionaires, like that's who you want to be next to. That's who you want to be with. That's who you want to kind of pick their brain and be able to help each other, right? So I'm just, excited to be able to meet more people, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, we back outside, definitely moving around, and we got some updates coming for y'all with this Cali trip we vlogging, Atlanta trip we vlogging. So we're going to have some more content coming out.
Yes, sir.
It's been a little crazy since we got the license. We've been running around trying to get prepared for the planning board, but definitely here and feeling very appreciative of all the things that are coming our way, that happened to us. So super dope feeling right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, and, we want to share this with everybody, man. Like, we want more Black people to really get into the game, and that's what we here to do. We here to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, put you on game, like, show you step-by-step process, really. And, that's it, man. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Everybody that's been supporting us, holding us down. Super genuine. If you've been super genuine from the time that we spoke about this 5 years ago, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Until next time, smoke good, eat good, live good. We out. Keep it base.
Keep it base.